Hey, this is JD from Boom Dopamine Shift, and welcome to our Beginner Crypto Series, Episode 1, the most opportunity-dense asset class on Earth. Now, if you follow Boom Dopamine Shift, you already know that we spend a lot of time talking about systems, not motivation, not hype, not shortcuts, but systems, because good systems create good outcomes, and bad systems quietly drain your future. Now, there's one asset class we talk about more than any other, not because it's easy, and not because it's safe, and not because it makes people rich overnight, but because it's the most opportunity-dense financial environment on the planet right now and in maybe history. Crypto and digital assets. It compresses innovation, psychology, technology, finance, and human behavior into one living ecosystem that evolves faster than anything in history. It rewards patience, it punishes impulsivity, it exposes your emotional wiring, and it teaches you how money actually moves in a digital world. Now, crypto is not just an investment arena. It's actually a mirror. It's a mirror of your discipline, a mirror of fear, a mirror of greed, a mirror of delayed gratification versus instant dopamine. And that's exactly why I take it so seriously. If you can learn to operate inside a high-stimulation financial environment without losing clarity, you can operate anywhere. Now, why this series exists. Most people enter crypto the same way people enter casinos. They hear a story, they see a screenshot, they feel late, they push buttons without understanding the machine, and then they blame the market when the dopamine bill comes due. Now, this series is the opposite of that. We're not here to pump coins. We're not here to predict prices, and we're not here to sell fantasy. We're here to build understanding, to give you a mental map of how this ecosystem actually works, to help you develop patience, structure, risk awareness, and long-term thinking inside one of the fastest moving markets ever created. This is about becoming anti-fragile, not lucky. Now, at its core, crypto is programmable ownership on a public ledger. Instead of a bank keeping track of who owns what, thousands of computers agree on the ledger together. No single gatekeeper, no easy censorship, and no quiet rewriting of history. Just a permanent global accounting system that anyone can audit. Now, tokens aren't just money. They represent ownership in networks, access to infrastructure, governance power, financial contracts, identity, storage, computing, and digital property. Some tokens are real productive assets. Some are noise. Some are engineered purely to hijack attention. Some have great use cases, and some are digital confetti. Learning the difference is the real skill. Smart contracts allow money and agreements to execute automatically based on rules instead of trust. If this condition happens, this outcome triggers. That changes how finance, commerce, identity, and coordination work at a foundational level. This isn't a trend. This is infrastructure being born in public. Now, opportunity density means many valuable learning signals exist in a small space. Crypto compresses technology evolution, economic incentives, human psychology, network effects, regulation shifts, global capital flows, narrative cycles, innovation speed, all into one living laboratory. You can learn more about markets, risk, discipline, systems thinking, and emotional control in 2 years of crypto than in 20 years of traditional finance, if you approach it correctly. If you approach it emotionally, it will eat your lunch and send you home with a thank you note. Now, crypto does not destroy people financially as often as it destroys them psychologically. Overtrading, chasing pumps, revenge trading, confirmation bias, influencer hypnosis, security mistakes, short-term thinking. It turns attention into a weapon. This is why dopamine discipline matters more here than almost anywhere else, because you're not fighting the market, you're fighting your own nervous system. Now, this series is for beginners. If you're not a beginner in this, it's probably not going to be stimulating enough to you. But if you are a beginner, what we're going to cover here over the course of this series is how blockchains actually work in plain language, what layer 1 and layer 2 networks do, how wallets in custody really function, how to avoid basic security mistakes, how decentralized finance actually operates, how narratives manipulate behavior, how to think in systems instead of speculation, how to protect your attention and capital, and how to build long-term positioning instead of gambling. No hype, no shouting, no promises, just clarity. Now, if you're new to crypto, this series will give you a grounded foundation. If you already own some crypto, this series will help you clean up your thinking and strengthen your discipline. And if you're here for personal growth, this series will show you how financial systems expose the same psychological patterns that we train inside Boom Dopamine Shift. Because wealth is not created by luck, it's created by systems, patience, emotional control, and long-term clarity. In the next episode, we'll start at the very beginning, what a blockchain actually is, why it was invented, and why it matters far beyond price charts. Welcome to the most opportunity-dense classroom on Earth. This is JD. I'm grateful that you were here. Peace.